Hello. Hope everybody's doing well. Andrew here with help with A&A Adler Insurance. Just wanted to do another quick little video, just to talk for a moment about what's called a ministry plan. So it's a big thing happening right now when it comes to people's health care is ministry plans. So what is a ministry plan? They've gained a lot of popularity, and a lot of people have no freaking idea what they are, or maybe a misunderstanding of what they are. So, just a little quick crash course in what a ministry plan is, and a little bit of the benefit of it, and some of the risk of it. So, a ministry plan is usually it's faith based. So, usually to get on a ministry plan, as opposed to a more traditional health insurance plan, you usually have to be a certain denomination of Christian faith to be able to get onto the plan. Now, some of them are far more inclusive. There are some that basically, as long as you follow certain moral guidelines, roughly speaking, generally, as long as you can agree everybody should be able to worship whatever God they see fit, and also don't be a horrible human being, I'm paraphrasing, then you can get on the plan. So some of them are way more inclusive of other faiths and lifestyles, but they're usually faith-based on who can get onto them. And some of the things that make them different from traditional insurance is, A, they are not technically called insurance. They can't be, because they're technically a healthcare sharing ministry, and they're regulated differently. So they're run by nonprofit companies typically, as opposed to the for-profit insurance companies. And as such, they're not regulated by the Division of Insurance, but rather usually, if they're regulated, the state attorney general, the IRS. So as a business, they're pretty well regulated to make sure that they're able to keep the doors open and continue to even be in business. They usually have to pay their claims. And also, much like traditional insurance, there's different setups to the plans. Some of them, which I can't particularly get behind, are reimbursement plans, which is exactly as it sounds. You pay for your bills and then later on you get reimbursed. I'm not the biggest personal fan of that setup, but others of them are just like a major medical plan that you'd be familiar with through a traditional insurance carrier. Some of them may be a little bit more restrictive on certain lifestyle things. Like some of them you have to be married. Some of them you have to abstain from drinking, or they don't cover birth control, things like that, within the guidelines. And again, some of them are a lot more inclusive. But ministry plans have been popping up as a really good opportunity to get some really solid coverage at a reasonable price with how high insurance premiums have been getting over the past decade and a half. And a lot of them, particularly the ones that I'm comfortable working with, are very reasonable prices, especially as you get older. The price is usually locked based on an age range, based on the decade you're in, so you don't have to worry about fluctuations in monthly premiums as much. But also, if you're someone with a pre-existing condition, they can be also a really good option as well, because a number of them will give you coverage on the doctor visit side right away. Usually a wait period on the hospital side, but that's better than trying to go a traditional insurance route where you may have a pre-ex that you have no cover for if you're even able to get onto the plan. So ministry plans, they're a little different, usually faith-based, but some of them have really great coverage, and you can usually set them up and just set them and forget them and not have to worry about renewing them on a yearly basis. But on the flip side, they're not technically regulated exactly the same. They don't technically get called insurance. And if they were some horrible entity, then maybe they might not pay the claims, but they wouldn't keep the doors open very long if they didn't pay them within the parameters of whatever their plan outline is. But also, another thing with them real quick, and then that'll probably be it for now, is they use different terminology for things. So if you're someone that can't wrap your head around or be okay with using some different lingo, stick traditional insurance if that's a stickler point for you. But if you're okay with maybe calling it a consult fee instead of copay, or calling it a individual shared amount instead of a deductible, Could be a really good solid option depending if you have the right one. But I'll dive into more specifics in another video sometime. But I just wanted to mention what a ministry plan is, because a lot of people seem very confused on that, and it's cropping up now that people have heard of a ministry plan but don't really understand it. So just a quick little blurb on that. And guys, if you have any questions on them, if you've heard something about them, good, bad, indifferent, feel free to comment below. Feel free to send me a message. I'm happy to fill you in a little bit more, maybe on some more specifics on certain ones, so you can have a better idea of what they actually do cover. But a lot of them can be a really good alternative to something more traditional. And that's it for now, guys. I will talk with you guys in the future. Take care.